Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your Sagittarius June 2022 reading and predictions. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James. For those of you who are stopping by for the first time, and for the subscribers, wonderful to see you. You know, I love doing these readings for you. Truly, I do. I see you as part of my extended family. Well, while I'm drawing the cards, now some of you may see this in May, I'll just talk about some of the general astrology that's going on. And of course, if you want a personal reading with me, just check out the description below. Now, what's happened in May is that, first of all, Mercury had stationed direct in Gemini, which is at the beginning of the month, which of course meant that you would have had great communication and would have got good problem solving. And we also saw that Jupiter moved out of Pisces and into Aries on the 13th of May. The great benefic Jupiter. And then at the end of May, at the 27th, Mars ingresses into Aries, its own sign. And then Aries and Jupiter go into conjunction with each other, which is superb. And of course, going on through the month, Venus is in Aries for most of the month as well. And so we find then that really the stage is set for abundance and gain, and probably a great desire with you because of Mars and its own sign of Aries, for you to go it alone with things, for you to get things just do it yourself, you know. And often it's said, isn't it, that, you know, if you want something done, do it yourself. There's the Five of Wands. Then June, of course, comes along, and then there's a retrograde that which had occurred during the end of May. There's the Four of Swords. The usual, you know, a few times a year, Mercury goes into retrograde, but then in the beginning of the month, start of the month, it stations direct in Taurus. But what happens is, when it stations direct, it's actually in square, you know, which is a bad angle. It's squaring Saturn, which is sitting in Aquarius. And so the delays which may have been brought about by the Mercury retrograde, you may well find that there is a retrograde hangover, if I can put it like that, and things may not necessarily get underway. However, Mars and Jupiter are still in Aries, and so you might find, that was the Four of Swords, there's the Lovers. So you might find that you have a desire to take on something, to do something, to make a decision, to speak about something, to which there's some degree of risk attached. So you've got to weigh up everything that's there. So you'll have an enthusiasm, I think, for high-risk activities. And then, of course, what happens is that Mercury then goes and there's the Three of Cups. Mercury goes out of Taurus and it moves back into Gemini, where it has two great angles. It has an angle first up with Jupiter as a sextile, and then later with Mars in sextile. And so whatever the delays that which were coming about as a result of the retrograde, or the retrograde hangover, as I refer to it, then they'll start to move freely. Let's see what the final card is for you, though, and we'll get to look in some detail as to what's going on for you. And there is the Four of Wands. Now, there's some very interesting symbology in this deck, which I want to explore with you. And the imagery is lovely, colourful, and beautifully painted. So come and sit down next to me. We'll have a good close look at these cards together while I do the reading for you. All right, now, my dear Sagittarius, why don't we have a look at this major arcana, which is sitting right in the middle of the spread, this central energy. Now, we're going to have a look at a lot of the symbology on these cards, because it will tell you a lot about what is going to be happening with you, I think, as I interpret it anyway. Now, let's have a look here. First of all, this is the Lovers. Up here we see the Archangel Raphael, who is the healer of light, who opens your heart to light, healing, and higher consciousness. He represents healing of your mind, body, and spirit through the light and unconditional love of the divine. Now the sun, which you can see behind him here, that represents the light of the divine. This dove here, well, that is a manifestation of the divine, known widely, at least through the West, as the Holy Spirit, which descends with the light of peace that comes from healing and true self-love. Now the man and the woman, they face each other with love, devotion, and commitment of the sacred marriage to each other, as well as the sacred marriage within the self. Now the apple tree here, next to the woman, represents the tree of knowledge of good and bad. Now, the knowledge of the tree of the knowledge of good and bad, that's first referred to in an old Hebrew or Jewish text, which is incorporated into Christian theology, the book of Genesis, and that's first referred to in Genesis chapter 2, verse 9. It's the knowledge of good and bad, not of good and evil, as most people think. And the apples that are on this tree, actually, in that story, it was about Adam and Eve, and popular thought has it that Eve provided an apple to Adam to eat, but there was no mention of an apple in the text. It was just referred to as fruit. Nevertheless, if we look at the golden tree next to the man that's here, that represents the tree of life. Now the tree's roots, they come and they intertwine and they form a heart, don't they? Do you see that down there? And the tree's roots intertwine in the pool of starry possibilities in the shape of that heart, combining both aspects of the trees. Now above the heart is a 6-pointed star, which is created from the union of the fire triangle, which is a triangle with the base down and a point at the top, and the water triangle, which is base at the top, the line at the top going down to the bottom there. And the fire triangle refers to masculine, spirit, consciousness, and fire, and the water triangle to feminine, emotion, subconsciousness, and water. And together it symbolizes creation and transformation at a very sacred level. Now the grail that's here, you see the sort of pinkish colored grail? That represents the feminine, the garden of receptivity, flowing with love into the pool of all possibilities. And you might make out very faintly here a sword coming down from the man. That's the masculine aspect, bringing your thought and imagination at this time into action. Now, the double-edged sword defines your needs and choices that you make in life. Now, the butterflies that are flying around, there's some there and a couple more over there. They represent the beauty of transformation that comes from healing and self-love. And these lilies that are strewn around in the back, they represent purity and unconditional love. Now, this energy, I think, for you represents a committed, strong, romantic relationship that keeps growing and spiritually expands towards a deeper understanding of your inner self, your partner, and your relationships in the outer world. It can also refer to particularly to the relationship between two committed partners. It awakens your free will to make choices in life that support your heart's evolution on your spiritual path. This card asks, are the choices you make in relationships coming from a balanced, integrated place? And if not, identify the opposing aspects within yourself and how they affect your external life. Internal struggles between your dualities can create negativity that projects outwardly. Addressing your inner conflict, balancing the dualities, trusting and loving yourself can heal the byproducts of struggles from the past. The Lovers signals a time for choices and decisions for you to make. And this card's gifts are peace, harmony, beauty, love, and trust. It indicates a deepening relationship. Possibly you're going to hear of marriage or of a very strong bond between two people. It could also, of course, refer to you. Now, seeing as we're on the theme of love, why don't we have a look at this Three of Cups? That's just touching on that Lover's card here. Now, what do you think you can make of that? Well, in the image, three maidens, 1, 2, 3, they toast their golden chalices in celebration of a successful harvest. They are associated with the three graces, three goddesses of beauty, happiness, and festivity. At the bottom of the image, down here, you can see there are 3 cycles of the moon: waxing, which is growth; full, which is harvest; and waning, completion, reminding you of the ever-changing tides of life. The sunflowers that are growing up all throughout the background of the card here, they symbolize joy and abundance. I'm looking at these birds here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hummingbirds represent the open chakras, flowing gracefully with harmony and transcendence. And this thing here, I think, is the triple goddess symbol, and it represents the spiraling cycles of eternal life. Now, with this card in this position that's down here, opposite the Four of Wands and touching onto the Lovers there, this brings celebration, good times and fulfillment. Happiness and joy are going to surround you. The Three of Cups is a healing card that brings well-being. It is a bonding card that brings strong, supportive friendships and loving relationships. Now, with this Three of Cups, your heart is full, your life is happy, and your spirit is high. Mind, body, and spirit dance together. The key to the Three of Cups is appreciating and embracing your joy and good fortune. It is time to celebrate your accomplishments. The Three of Cups says, seize the moment and enjoy this precious time. Because before you know it, it will be another day, another month, another year, and the moments will change like the cycles of the moon. The experience of the Three of Cups harvest will fade, bringing a new journey. Now, the gift of this Three of Cups is sharing a joyful celebration with good friends and family. The sun is shining on your path and your life is blessed. When this 3 enters, it brings success, completion, and new beginnings, and it signals fertility and birth. You just feel good. It brings joy, happiness, and laughter. If your heart is a bit low, this light-hearted card reminds you that laughter is the best medicine. Appreciate and enjoy your friends, sharing your joys, loves, and successes, and honoring theirs as well. This uplifting energy symbolizes a festive party with food, music, dancing, and merriment. Ah, look, it's a wonderful time for you to be alive, so have some fun. What a great time it is indeed. Now let's have a look at this is another really flowery card here. This is the Four of Wands, another great fire card for you, the fantastic fire sign of Sagittarius. And what do we have here? Well, in the image, there are two, what type of bears are they? I don't know. I'll call them golden bears anyway. They have paused to enjoy the bountiful harvest of the Four of Wands. Now, they will need nourishment and strength to move forward to newer heights of discovery. And that is represented by these mountains, I think, that are over in the background here. Now, the Four Wands, 1, 2, 3, 4, they're those tree trunk things. They are laden with harvest from the divine. Birds sing and fairies bless the cubs. The cubs represent your dualities, male and female within you, at play, journeying together. Now this 8-pointed star that's up on the top here, you'll see that's up there. That, I think, symbolizes balance, harmony, and cosmic order. And this medicine wheel, which seems to be turning around there, represents wholeness, individuality, completion, and new beginnings. This energy says to me that you are on the right track. This 4 brings renewal, development, new ideas, strengths, and new concepts. A level of perfection has been reached, and you are riding the energetic wave of creativity to the next horizon of possibilities. Now, the Four of Wands brings movement and new directions. As you enjoy the harvest of your efforts, begin to plan your next step towards the future. With success, you can easily become content with its comfort and security, which can lead to stagnation. So to keep the energy moving, the actions of completion and initiation need to keep cycling. Eventually, there is a need to unleash your creative energy, channeling it to new opportunities. This 4 moves energy from the successful platform you created to open horizons of new imagination and inspiration. Now, I think you've completed something with great success. Fulfillment and reward will flow to you. You are going to become free from constricts, unreasonable deadlines, or limitations. There's well-being, high energy, and stamina with you at this time. And this card presents hospitality, fun, joy, generosity, and celebratory events. Maybe a wedding, birthday, or celebrating the birth of someone, or an anniversary. Your achievements give you a moment to breathe and take in the journey that brought you to the present. It also suggests not to rest on the laurels of success for too long, or you can miss opportunities, but you know that already. Now, the Four of Wands indicates new levels of growth and development to bring about the completion or development of a project, a relationship, or a lifestyle that brings you harmony. When the time is right, grab the golden ring of new possibilities and move forward to a new chapter in life. Now, for this to come about, though, there is a moment, I think, where you're going to need to center yourself first. So rather than just run at something haphazardly, I think it's time for you to, in order to make those achievements that are in store for you, you'll need to actually kind of consider your position and consider where you are in relation to things. Now, in this image of the Four of Swords, there is a young man resting in the dream lodge, I suppose, of peace. The 3 bears are the guardians of the lodge. Bears here symbolize introspection, looking within. Now, in the pond below, see it down here, there swims the salmon of wisdom and inner knowing. Now, the 4 downward swords, 1, 2, 3, 4, that you see there, they are embedded in the trees surrounding the lodge, symbolizing time out from the world. The swords represent integrating the 4 levels of consciousness: mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical. And this stormy night that's going on in the background out here, that could be snow, I think, that symbolizes the chaos of life that you are leaving behind. Now, I think, as I say, there is a need for you to organize yourself before you spray into the joys and the new opportunities that are coming here. There's almost a period of planning here, because I think that this represents a time out from the daily pressures and difficult situations with a need to seek a place of peaceful seclusion for solitude and regeneration. Do you know, when life's disturbances become overwhelming, you, of all people, can become disarrayed and exhausted, creating stress with the mind, body, and spirit. But through rest, you can release the unrest, regenerating your inner spiritual strength, bringing clarity to your thoughts, and healing your body, building your strength up again, building your stamina up again. Once you allow yourself to relax, a stillness descends, bringing introspection or looking inside, allowing the ego mind to calm and meet with the inner realm of the self. Now, at this point, you are presented the opportunity to reflect and reassess the situation or issues that are causing anxieties. Now, when this energy enters, honor and recognize that you need quiet time. Are you feeling stressed, overworked, or in a difficult situation with no solution or insight? Is your energy draining away and not being replenished? Well, this signals a time for kind of convalescing and healing. This tells you withdraw, quiet the mind, reevaluate, and to be open to possibilities that you have not considered. So go within, explore, and renew your spirit. Step back into the world of life regenerated with the confidence and a new outlook. Sometimes just a little nap or even a short walk outside will suffice. It will do the trick. Maybe if you've got the ability, the money and the time, try and get a vacation, or just ring in sick one day and have a day off, have a mental health break. Or just don't tell your boss that I told you to do that. But create a safe, comfortable place to retire, giving you a space to relax, to think about things, and to recharge your energies. Because you will need your energy, and let's have a look to see what there is. And this is it here. Oops. It's the Five of Wands. Now let's have a look and see what we can make from the image that's here. Well, here we see a volcano. You see, this is volcano erupting, illustrating the masculine, creative force that wants to explode into your world. This energy maybe creates chaos, disrupting the otherwise peaceful evening that this woman is enjoying. Now, the woman is connected to the volcano and to the fiery pool of spiraling creative energy. She is holding her center as the Kundalini star erupts within, and the burning energy flows through her out into the world of matter. Now, her protective green coat that's here represents rebirth, growth, and harmony. Now, she holds 5 white lilies, bringing light within over her heart chakra, symbolizing the peace she holds in her heart during the disruptions of life. Now, the 5 wands that we see here, it could also be the 5 senses that we humans have. They are budding into expression, seeking spiritual and physical balance. Now, when this card appears as it has done, and it's the first one that you drew, you will experience probably some change, healthy struggle, and also transition that's coming into your life. But I think you are up to the challenge, because this Five of Wands will generate breakthroughs in your lifestyles, values, and ideas. It forces you to confront and burn away outgrown beliefs and patterns. And this is probably as a result of this period of reflection that you've undergone here. And you've said, no, I'm going to get rid of these things which have been holding me back mentally. I'm getting rid of them because this is a swords card, so it's mental. I'm cutting the chains that have been holding me back. So this then says you will be moving forward, I think, into transformation and growth. And this card invites you to participate and test your abilities in life's games of rivalry and competition, because you are going to do very well. In fact, you are going to win. This powerful energy of wands is going to push you to new heights in your career, relationships, and achievements. What a particularly great month for you. Look, these achievements and things that you have here, look, it's not an easy energy to manage. It's very chaotic. It's a very strong energy, this. But if you can manage it, you will empower yourself for victory, success, and achievement in your life. Well, what a fantastic spread of cards for you. Well done. Well done, you. That's it for this month.
That, my dear friend, is your reading for June 2022. I love doing readings for you. Did I mention that before? I really do. I'm always excited to be doing it, and I'd love to see you. And if you're here for the first time, welcome, and I hope to see a lot more of you. Subscribers, thank you very much for being with me all this time. I really enjoy your company. Drop me a note in the comments, and we can see how we're all doing. But in the meantime, remember this, and remember it always, and it is that you are a legend, and I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.